Hey y'all, it's Day. So I'm gonna do a reading for us today, and I'm gonna go ahead and get started. If you haven't already, you can check out the link in my bio to get a better idea of where I'm coming from with my readings. So definitely check it out. You can also join me on Patreon, my private community for anyone that's focused on self-growth, self-improvement, self-empowerment, self-knowledge, and all that good stuff. So yeah, let me go ahead and get started. I'm really excited for this reading because it's a fresh start for me. So for anybody else that's trying to invoke a fresh start for themselves as well, very encouraged. Okay. The word sights is coming through 222 on the clock. And it's something about having like an optimistic view, or just having some form of encouragement to like kind of like projecting your own visions for what you want to see for yourself, or looking forward to something in an optimistic way. With this Two of Wands, and then we also had the Ten of Wands that came out here. The word regret is coming up, and it's very interesting because initially with this Ten of Wands, it didn't feel like something that would be on the spectrum of negative, but it felt more like pushing or moving forward in regards to like making something happen. So like the example would be like having the idea of like say like I'm gonna get a new job. This is kind of like planning and being like I'm gonna get a new job, and having this mindset of like this is what I'm gonna do, and if I work this X amount of time or this X amount of days, then I should be at this point. It's like some kind of planning, and the word progressive or progression was coming through also. So someone has this idea or this insight or an optimistic plan towards making something happen, making something move. I'm hearing also worth it. So it just feels like kind of like someone having plans on moving forward with something in regards to like goal oriented job oriented, like moving towards stability or something. We also have the Chariot in reverse. Yep. Okay. We also have this Eight of Pentacles underneath this Ten of Wands, as well as the Moon card in reverse. And I'm hearing relational. So it's something about this relationship or some underlining emotional motivation in regards towards what you are planning towards. So it's kind of like asking to reevaluate and make sure that your motivation for whatever these goals are, or whatever you're wanting to put physical labor into in regards to these goals. So like I said, with the job example, like saying like planning to get this job, and then by this amount of time I should have this done. So in regards to that job, we're being encouraged to keep in mind what the emotional motivation behind that is. And the Chariot in reverse is confirming that, because the Chariot is correlates to Cancer, and Cancer is known for being emotive, emotional, and speaking to that emotional drive, or that the emotional aspect of something that moves us. And then above this Moon card and the Eight of Pentacles, what came out sideways was this Six of Swords, which can speak to moving forward. So all of that is definitely confirming something about moving on or moving forward. Oh, the word caution just came through. Interesting. Okay, so we don't want to be in this like laborious, we don't want to get caught up in this like laborious mentality, or we don't want to put ourselves in a situation in regards to whatever this goal is where it's more labor than it is like emotionally motivated. Something about the alignment of your goals and the reason why you're doing it. Interesting. Okay. Wow. Okay. Yeah, so on top of this Moon card that we had in reverse, in relation to like how we're navigating and why we're navigating that way, we just had the Temperance card and the Seven of Pentacles come out sideways. And the Seven of Pentacles can speak to like having patience in what you have planted, and Temperance, our temperament in regards to what we're waiting on or what we're trying to accomplish. I'm also hearing false narratives, and the vibes that it's giving me is like it's kind of like this hollow it's kind of like a hollow motivation, or maybe like a dead end within a goal, or something like, this is not the best example, but the example that I'm getting is like, what is that? Relational is coming through again. Relational. Okay. So I'm gonna just talk through this and hopefully it'll make some sense. And I feel like there's a generic interpretation of it, but I'm not really trying to go there. So it's more like, I'm like getting like some kind of like a gold chain that's maybe low quality. A low quality gold chain. And some kind of association with it. And I'm not sure how to put it in words. I'm hearing motivational. Something about like this gold chain, and it's low quality, but it has some kind of symbolism for you or behind you. But I'm trying to understand what it has to do with you, or how you're relating to it. We also have the Queen of Swords here above the Chariot. Something about standing up or speaking up for yourself. Something about this Queen of Swords also is kind of like standing up, standing behind what you believe in. The word forthright is coming through as well. Okay, a passage I'm hearing. So it's something about the integrity of knowing who you are and the direction that you're going in. It's something, an energy of kind of claiming or taking the place of a certain position that is already yours. So nobody is going to give it to you or present it to you. You have to take it. But it's also speaking to some form of embodiment of your truth. Something that's asking you to sit heavy in what you know, sit heavy in what you are. But it's an emphasis on embodying it as well. Oh, okay. So, like, you know that saying that's like, fake it until you make it? It's kind of like that, but it's like, it has more substance. So it's kind of like stepping into what you already are, or stepping into what is, like stepping into your role, stepping into your position fully, wholeheartedly, and it's kind of like this energy of throwing your weight, but not throwing it, but like sitting in it, claiming. Acclaiming. Oh, acclaiming. Okay. Interesting. We also had this Ten of Cups in reverse here. And above that, the Two of Pentacles came out sideways. So there's some kind of asking to make sure that you're aligned, realigning with your goals in that emotional sense. So we have goals and these ideals in the mind, but as far as your emotional state, like, you know how like you can get something that you wanted in your mind, but then you still don't feel emotionally fulfilled. This is speaking to in relation to these goals, these insights or foresights that you have for yourself. Making sure that you're emotionally aligned with it as well, because sometimes we could think we want something, but then we realize after getting it that it doesn't really fill that void we were thinking that it was going to fill. And that's why this Chariot in reverse and this Moon card was coming out in relation to this whatever we're working on or working towards, and some kind of emotional stability that we need to have in regards to what we're working on. It's with this Seven of Pentacles, it's kind of like something that we are, like I said, we're kind of like a little bit anxious, or like we have these goals and like, I'm gonna do this, this, and this. Something about this is giving me like retrograde vibes, where we're asking to like reevaluate it, slow down a little bit, don't get too anxious, allowing things to fully develop, because you know, he harvested, he planted these seeds and they're growing. However, they're not ripe. It's not ripe yet, or maybe the fruit hasn't come just yet. But being in that place where we're just allowing, we're not trying to rush anything, or we're not getting too impatient, and we're keeping our emotions in regards to our goals in check. And while we're doing that, I think that's why this Queen of Swords is coming out, because there's some kind of role or position or authority that we're being asked to fully step into and embody. And it takes a lot. You know how like sometimes, like how they say like we could ask for things, but then we forget about the aspect of actually being prepared for it. This is one of those moments with that Seven of Pentacles coming out. It feels like something is slowing down, or it's not happening as fast as we would like to see it. But there's something that we're gonna have needed to build up our endurance in order to like fully step into that position, into that role. Very interesting. And I'm hearing moving forward with this Seven of Swords. Oops, sorry, Six of Swords. Moving forward. And I'm hearing goal-oriented. Very interesting. So whatever this is, and I'm not even sure how that would be related, definitely prepare to be able to put some action behind those words, thoughts, or ideas. very interesting. We also have the Hierophant here. We have the Star card also came out here sideways. The word solace is coming through. We also had the High Priestess. The word immunity is coming through. It kind of feels like something could present itself that may or could, I feel like in the past, maybe shaking you up a little bit, but with this, whatever emotional work that you've been doing on yourself or self-improvement, it's going to allow you to not be so shaken up by it, to be a little bit more grounded. The word fermented is coming through as well. So something that we've planted in the past is gonna prove useful. And then we had this Nine of Swords here. Oh, okay, that makes sense. Okay, yeah. So we had the Nine of Swords here. The word regret is coming through. So like some kind of anxiety, something hanging over your mind, something that would normally like shake you up or cause you to be very worrisome in the past. You're not going to be, because of some previous work that you have done, and you're gonna be able to kind of like alchemize or work with it or shift things around, something about your emotional intelligence is kind of like, the word favorable is coming through. It's kind of like something that will shake you up in the past is not going to bother you as much with this High Priestess, which came out sideways. And with these three cards coming out sideways, I feel that, like I said, it's an opportunity or something to come. So just be aware of that. With coming out sideways, for me as a reader, it's like something that we have a choice, or something that we have to do on our end, something that can still change the trajectory of the word workaholic just came through as well. So yeah, for this reading, it just feels like not falling back into that. It's okay to have goals, aspirations, foresight, but we're not trying to fall into this my phone ringing. Then we got the magician. Got the magician. Yeah. So that's definitely the energy that we've been working in. Something about what we worked on in the past is says that we are fully equipped. And we have the Two of Cups here as well. Something about alchemy. It feels like not allowing, I don't know, something about dissolving, where we kind of accept certain challenges, roadblocks, perceived roadblocks. It's kind of like we adopted that word, right? Perceived challenges, perceived roadblocks, perceived setbacks, and we kind of like, it feels, I'm getting this energy of alchemy where when things don't work out, we just allow that to be. We don't see ourselves as opposing. We're not seeing ourselves in this type of perspective where it's like us against the world. It's kind of like we're more open now to redirection. We can take that time, take that moment to pause and see like, okay, this is what I seen for myself, but this is what's happening. How can I shift my perspective? And that's what I was speaking to earlier with this, something about this emotional authority or maturity that we have now. It's just different. Okay. The word radiate is coming through. So yeah, I'm feeling like radiate throughout your circumstances. Radiate in spite of perceived circumstances. And earlier in the reading, I heard I am high class, and that was before I was saying the affirmations, I am valuable. But high class as far as like value and self-worth, value in the energy, your own personal energy, your own aura, your own the integrity of who you are, like the light of who you are. But I am high class, like, I don't know. I am high class. Something about this Queen of Wands and the Ace of Pentacles is kind of like a shining regardless of circumstances and surroundings, regardless of the environment, or maybe in spite of. It's like giving sun energy. Like this, you know how they say like the sun doesn't care who's hot, the sun doesn't care about anyone else's opinions of about anything. It just shines without care or regards to positive or negative feedback. It just shines, and that's the energy that I'm getting here. And underneath that underneath that Ace of Pentacles, we have the Ten of Pentacles. And this is kind of like a deeper knowing of your value, or it's kind of like knowing the seeds that you've planted, knowing that they're going to be prosperous, or having this insight view or projection of knowing your value regardless of what it's looking like right now. And it's bringing up that because the Ten of Pentacles can speak to like family legacy, a long line of money, a long line of establishment. But when it comes to like thinking of those bigger things, like a big CEO or a CEO or someone in a high position or high rank, or a corporate building, like something about that, you have to have known that this went through a process, right? Like, you know, it wasn't built overnight, right? So keeping that in mind, and this came directly under that Ace of Pentacles that was accompanied by this Queen of Wands, and the word radiating coming out with that. So radiating, knowing your seeds, knowing the seeds that you have planted, knowing your vision, keeping in mind this emotional connection that you have towards the things that you wanted. And remember, this came out in reverse. So this speaks to like happily ever after energy, emotional fulfillment. And it came in reverse, letting us know that we want to refocus on this realignment, making sure that the goals that we see for ourselves are actually going to be something, and this what we're willing to put our physical labor into, what we're willing to move work for, that those two are in alignment, that we're not going to just be working in vain, or we're not going to be putting ourselves in positions where we're going to be stuck in this position of doing hard labor, working hard, without that emotional fulfillment, true emotional fulfillment. And the Hierophant did come out too. You know, the Hierophant always speaks to authority within yourself or authority outside of us. But on top of that Hierophant, the Death card just came out. So some form of transformation, or relativity to this authority. And remember earlier we were hearing like relational. So just think of like, we could have a sports car, but what's our relationship to that sports car? Does that sports car make you? Is it like, how do you feel with it? How do you feel without it? How are you using it? What is that relationship to that job? Are you, we already know, like, how you can have a job, but that job is like a status symbol for you, or it means something to you. We also had the King of Cups, which came out sideways. So we definitely have like, it's reiterating this emotional authority, and with it coming out sideways, I feel like that is that thing that we were talking about earlier, where something about this next step that's going to be coming up for us is asking us like to really be like, we got to get our endurance up, we got to get our weight up, because whatever we're seeing for ourselves, or that we say that we want, we need that endurance, we need that strength to actually be able to, turn the wheel or lift something. Or we're gonna need more than just, there's a maintenance to it. Basically, there's a maintenance to this goal. we gotta be able to drive it. Yeah. So emotional integrity is very important right now. Emotional authority is very important right now. Being level-headed, and being rooted in a way. And like we said, whatever you're waiting on, it's giving retrograde vibes. Our temperament is going to be very important. And with the moon card in reverse, feeling our way through, being able to be focused and working on it, very important. And then under the deck we had the Seven of Cups in reverse. And if you don't know anything about the Seven of Cups, cups is water, so it's always going to speak to us emotionally, on an emotional level. And with the Seven of Cups, as you can see, we have very many options, or we might have very many dreams, or very many perspectives, or very many ways, possibilities, or methods to getting what it is that we want. So keeping that in mind in the context of what we're talking about, it's kind of like just, staying in alignment, reevaluating. And that's quite beautiful. I think that's a very good reading. I needed that. And I hope this reading was helpful to you. So yeah, I'm gonna probably post this on the gram. But if you want access to more of my private readings, definitely join me on Patreon. I'm very excited about it because I feel like it's so helpful and so insightful, and I love to dive deeper with you guys. Usually those readings are from 50 minutes to an hour, sometimes over an hour. So yeah, if you want more in-depth readings, definitely join me there. And that's pretty much it. Check out the link in the bio. Bye.